On a bit of a weird note once we kind of started to secretly date our stepbrother. It was good. It was good, I will say. So after a little bit more research into this series and into the roots, I found out that there is actually an ideal order as to how you're supposed to play it, essentially. There's an order to the routes that you're supposed to go down. So I didn't know that, but we just so happened to pick the first route, which is Rod, of course. And the second route is supposed to be Karma, I believe. And he has the Beauty and the Beast curse, I believe. Which is the rose here, if you couldn't tell. Because you have Rumpelstiltskin, Red Riding Hood, obviously, Beauty and the Beast, because of the rose, Little Mermaid. And then I have no idea what the hell this is. So I guess we're just going to have to find out. But, yeah, so without further ado, let's jump right on back into the game. I am going to be skipping over parts that we have already played through, so if you do want to see those bits, then I highly recommend that you check out the first playthrough of this game. Alright, we're going to put in Yumeko here, because that is who we are. Prologue. We're going to skip all of this stuff, because we don't need any of this. Alright, so we have made it to the decision of who we're going to seek out for help, and we've chosen Karma. So, let's jump on into it. I find Karma sitting quietly at the bar. I thought he was the picture of elegance when I saw him at the toy shop, but he's really just conceited. I walk over to where he is. Oh, Princess Yumeko, you look stunning as always in your work clothing. He must be mocking me, but it does not matter. I'm here because I want you to teach me about goodness. Not even a compliment in return. I'm rather offended. Relax, princess. I'm just teasing you. I noticed. Now, can you answer my question? Princess, you do so wound me. This is going nowhere. Maybe I should ask someone else. Princess, wait. You made the right decision in coming to me for your help, I assure you. The best people, princess, look beautiful. The way you look outside has to match the way you look inside. How's that supposed to help me? Are you implying that I'm not beautiful? Of course not. I only suggest that you smile more often. Smiling will not help me accomplish a good deed. And smiling has nothing to do with beauty. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's not true at all. People who are beautiful smile all the time. Like myself. He's not helping at all. Don't give me that look, darling. A real smile lifts the heart and takes stress off the mind. And, well, in order to do good, you must first change yourself. Make yourself more beautiful on the outside and the inside. I really don't know why I came to him for advice. But what did I expect from such a flamboyant man? He's as shallow as a puddle of water. Alright, and then that is when we get to the whole cleaning broom boy, magic broom thing. That's what it is. So we're going to go seek out Karma once again. I find Karma sitting at one of the tables, looking out of a window. You're being quiet today. What a rare sight. Oh, princess. Why would you be so surprised to see me? Because it is an honor every time you visit me. You've come for my advice. I want you to tell me how to do a good deed. My, so straightforward. What is he talking about? It's really simple. You just do something without strings attached. No strings attached. Yes, you do something for someone without asking them to pay you back. It is hard to wrap my head around doing such a thing. Why would I want to do something without needing to? Have you done such a thing for someone before? Of course I have, princess. That was a long pause. It was only a thoughtful one. Right. Is that all? I believe so. That tidbit of wisdom ought to serve you well. Yes, we have gone through that before. Alright, here we go. So I guess with the options that we've chosen, which I believe even beforehand we had these options, Karma, Rumple, and Rod. So I'm assuming that once you get through these 3 routes, you unlock these other 2, which I know this is Fritz, and that's Waltz, I think? I believe. Alright, Chapter 3, Secret Practices. I decide to go search for Karma as soon as I am done with Mr. Broom. Or rather, as it is done with me. He should be sitting at the bar, or at the table. I find him at the usual table, talking to Waltz, who has his hands on a box. Why, if it isn't the princess! Lovely morning, isn't it? It is the same as any other. Nonsense! Every morning brings new opportunities. Right, Waltz? I guess so. Every day there's another chance for a good deed, princess. Right. No clever comments today, princess. I do so enjoy them. Maybe coming to Karma was a bad idea. I would love to stay and offer advice, but Waltz and I better be off. We do have work to do. You mean that you're going to make me do the work? Work? Parfait asked us to pick up some provisions for the tavern. She asked us, but in the end it will be me carrying everything. You can make a lady carry everything? Karma suddenly stops, then twirls to look at me with wide eyes. Oh! I cannot say that I like the glimmer in his eyes. How would you like to help Princess Yumeko? I'm sure this would count as one of your good deeds. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Oh, Waltz, you're no fun. Helping Karma carry things does not sound pleasant, but I'll go. Truly? Oh my! Walt, it seems I will not be requiring your assistance today. Princess, are you sure? Perhaps this might be considered good. Besides, I'll finally get to leave this place for the first time since I've been here. I'm sure. Okay. Take good care of the Princess, Karma. Of course. For the rest of the day, Karma takes me to different shops around the town, reading off of a long list and giving me the coins to buy things. I notice that the townspeople treat me nicely when the two of us are together. I do not understand why everyone likes Miss Karma so much, but maybe it's because they do not really know him. We stop in the middle of the town and sit at a small cafe on the outskirts to take a break. Miss Karma is still the picture of elegance. Why do you dress like a woman? Darling, not so loud. Why is this even a secret? It's related to my curse. I mentioned that before, didn't I? What was your curse again? Karma was one of the only people at the tavern who did not share what his curse was. He's showing my curse even so important. You know what my curse is, so tell me what yours is. You dragged me around town to help you carry your things. But Princess, those weren't even my things. They weren't mine either. Okay, I will tell you, though it is very sad. I do not think a curse is meant to be a happy thing. I have the beauty's curse. It is what forces people to fall in love with me every time they see my handsome face. Is that really a curse? That does not seem awful at all. Terrible, isn't it? It's terrible, or it's not that terrible. Well, I mean, I guess being forced to cross-dress and then having people fall in love with you purely because of a curse, that wouldn't be too ideal. Besides, if we're trying to curry up a little bit of favor with him, then I feel like going along with it is a little bit of a better option. It's terrible. What? Most people don't agree with me. It does not make sense for a witch to cast a good curse on you. I guess it doesn't, does it? Thank you, Princess Yumeko. Why is he thanking me? Still, it feels like I'm missing something. Is that really the entirety of his curse? But don't people fall in love with you when you're a woman as well? No, Princess. That love is admiration or appreciation, sometimes lust. And when you're a man, they swarm to me, like moths to light. It becomes suffocating.
Whom does it affect? The curse only affects women. It is a condition of the curse that they be a woman and that I be a man. It's part of the fairy tale. Which fairy tale? The one with... Oh! Karma suddenly stands up and points at a man selling red apple-like candies. He pulls me over, insisting that we try one. I try to bring up the subject of the curse again, but to no avail. Karma somehow manages to be distracted for the rest of the day and is able to effectively dodge my questions. Is Karma hiding something from me? Why would he? I thought pairing up and helping each other break our curses. Does he not want to break his curse?
Please don't be another Rod situation, bro. Please, man.
Oh, thank you so much, Yumeko. We are in dire need of these supplies.
I supervised her well, didn't I?
Of course, dear. He did not do anything.
Princess, you wound me.
It's the truth. But we had that nice talk. You avoided half of my questions. Karma lets out an exasperated sigh that becomes a very forced yawn. I'm going to go to bed. Today's been a tiring day. Please excuse me, darlings. Sleep well. Sleep well, Karma. Karma walks away, leaving me alone with Parfait. He's not so bad, you know. I do not know why I agreed to work with him. Give him a chance, Yumeko. I do not get a single good deed today. It's not just about the act, but the intentions. Did Karma just use me then? I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. Tonight I will rethink my partnership. I barely slept that night. When I wake up the next day, my body is sore from carrying supplies around town yesterday. The more I think about Karma, the more my anger boils inside of me. How could I not have gotten a good deed yesterday? I decide to find him first thing in the morning. I see him at his usual table, once again staring out the window. A dark aura seems to surround him, and I notice that no one is sitting with him today. Karma. He keeps staring outside, and his eyes are glassy. Karma! Oh, Princess, good morning. It is far from a good morning. I did not sleep at all last night. What a shame. His voice is surprisingly cold, his tone rather dismissive. I was too busy thinking about yesterday. You told me that helping you would maybe help me complete a good deed. I point at my necklace, which hasn't changed at all since I received it. Do you see? Not another piece. You get pieces out of your glass slipper. That's charming. I was thinking that pairing up with you was a bad idea. Princess, did you just say that you were paired up with me? I did. You must have known. My. I assumed that you just wanted to help me. I didn't know you were pairing up with anyone. That's right. I never told him directly I wanted to pair up. Should I have? Well, it doesn't matter what I say anymore, because I do not think you can help me. Princess, I can't help you do a good deed. You have to do them on your own. I can present you with opportunities, though. Opportunities? We start first by thawing the ice around your heart. So even Karma is calling me the Ice Princess. At least I speak my mind and don't pretend to be someone I am not. And I do not promise things that I cannot deliver on either. Princess, I do believe you misinterpreted my words yesterday. That is not my fault. Patience is a virtue. Now, if you could, I would like some time alone. I did not sleep well yesterday. Didn't sleep well? Oh dear, that makes all three of us. Who is it? Okay, it's Rumple. I turn around and see Rumple appear at the front door. He strides towards the table with a confident grin on his face and then takes another seat. Karma lets out a sigh. Foul man, what are you doing here? You flirt with a man once and he hates you, is that it? No, you flirt with a man and then you insult him unnecessarily. Oh, I thought that was all in good fun. Something about the expression on Rumple's face tells me that it's not true at all. Are they always going to be at each other's throats now? What are you doing here, Rumple? I couldn't help but overhear that you were looking for a partner, Princess. I thought I might offer my assistance, since I know that I can make you far happier than this fool over here. Would you like me to hit you again? What is the problem, sir? I only came to provide assistance where you could not. Rumple turns to me, grabs my hand, and winks at me. What do you say, Princess? We could be wonderful partners, and in no time at all I swear that I would have your heart to flutter. Before I can slap his hand away, Karma slaps him instead. I cannot help the surprise on my face. Would you like another slap? I'm in no mood for pleasantries today. I don't know how I ever mistook you for a lady. You're the most brutish man here. What? Catfight? Kind of. A slap for each cheek, darling. Would you like a third? Rumple stands up abruptly from the table and glares at Karma. I can almost see electricity bouncing between the two of them as they stare over my head at one another. I see Julian walking towards us with a stern look on his face. I would never hurt a person unnecessarily. I don't resort to violence. My then, that gives me all the openings I need.
Oh god. So we can either slap Rumple or stand up for Rumple. Well, again, wait, what? Slap Rumple or stand up for Rumple? What was the context of all this? I need to read it again. So I would never hurt somebody unnecessarily. I don't resort to violence. My then, that gives me all the openings I need. I don't know. Slapping Rumple or standing up for Rumple? Like, I feel like if I slap him, that might just cause further issues, right? But at the same time, if I stand up for him, then I feel like that might be... I don't know. This is a hard one. Let's see here. This is cheating a bit, I know, but I'm looking at a guide for this right now. Okay, let's see. What choice is this? So apparently I'm supposed to stand up for Rumple. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to play out, but I guess we'll do it just for the sake of it. No matter how annoying Rumple is, I don't think he deserves to be abused so much. Besides, Karma does not usually lash out like this. I move to stand in front of Rumple. Princess? This is pathetic, Karma. I know you're not in the mood for pleasantries, but that is no excuse to hurt Rumple. Princess, please move. You're acting like a petulant child. Fine. You're right. I wasn't expecting him to so easily admit to a mistake. I turned to Rumple. I was only standing up for you, Rumple, because Karma is annoying me. I looked down at my necklace, but there's no extra piece. So that wasn't a good deed either. Alright, what's happening over here? Joanne comes to stand in front of us, her expression stern. Oh, nothing, my sweet. I was just showing myself out. Thank you, Princess Yumeko. Rumple leaves, and I am alone with Karma. He slumps back down into his chair. After making sure that he won't do anything rash again, Julian leaves us. I'm sorry, Princess. It appears I really was being a child. Well, I guess that worked out.
Rumple is harmless, and here there was no reason for me to act as uncivilized as I did. What would Father think? Father? Oh, it's nothing. But please, if you would, can you give me some time alone? Fine. I leave Karma sitting there by himself and return to the front of the tavern, where Anis has more chores waiting for me. Today I have to work as a server, which is still better than working with Mr. Broom. The usual people are at the tavern, and I overhear conversations as I work. At one point, Garland walks over to the bar, and Annie serves him a drink. He looked sullen, and I watched him curiously for a few moments. Then I noticed that he's staring at Jurian, who's talking sternly to two drunken men continuously clacking their bottles together at the table. If you make too much of a scene here, you're going to bother the other customers. But the same people are here all the time, eh? We're not bothering anyone, hon. Garland looks so agitated. What's wrong with him? I will not stand to have you call me that again. Loosen up, woman. You may have been a knight of the palace before, but you got no such title now. Garland stands up, and I can see silent anger in his eyes. A few people at the bar look up at him with worry. I may have no title, but I still demand respect. Sir Galen, are you okay? He looks back at us almost like he's coming out of a trance. I'm fine. Sorry about that, ladies. He sits back down, glancing once more at Jurian as he continues speaking to the men. They glance at Garland warily, their expressions more somber. Why was he acting that way? Garland's usually more composed. Princess, is there something on your mind? No. I brush all the thoughts of what just had transpired from my mind as I return to my work. Hours go by and my body protests all of the leaning I have to do. Even though I had to carry a lot around town yesterday, it was nice to be out for a while. Maybe I am better off helping him just to avoid the chores in here. At least that stops me from being worked to the bone. Oh, Princess, you're doing very well today. I always perform like this. But today you're delivering everything really quickly. Do you mean to say that I don't perform well on other days? No, Princess. I only mean to say that today your performance is even better than normal. Is that supposed to be a compliment? I walk away from Anise, who stares after me sadly. If she wanted to give me a compliment, she could have said something that wasn't so backhanded. As the tavern clears for the day and I finally have time to sit down and relax. As I'm sitting there, Waltz pulls up a chair and sits in front of me. Hello, Princess. I heard from my niece that you were excellent at your job today. Congratulations on improving. Princess. So you're mocking me now too? Princess, I think you're taking things too seriously. The intention of a compliment is to, well, compliment someone. We're not making fun of you. You're implying that I'm not normally as good as this. We never said you weren't good at this, only that you were better today. Let me give you an example. I put on a puppet show for kids. Sometimes the children come to me and say that the show is even better than usual. So the children are telling you that your shows aren't normally satisfactory. Not at all. The children always smile, regardless of whether they like the show, so as long as you're trying your best, that's all that matters. The people in the bar are always smiling when you deliver food to them, aren't they? No. No one likes me here. Maybe if you smiled, they would smile back. I'm not going to smile for any of them. I do not owe them anything. You don't need to owe anyone a smile. Any smile that isn't owed is a fake. Princess. I'm leaving, Waltz. I want some time to myself. I walk upstairs to my bedroom, pointedly ignoring the look of sadness on Waltz's face. I've been sleeplessly laying on the bed for hours. Sometimes I hear the sounds of people walking through the hallway. Who'd be up at this time of night? I need to leave and get some fresh air.
Honestly, so far, I feel like we're getting a lot more insight into kind of how far gone us as a character really is at this point in the story compared to Rod's. Because I feel like, I don't know, as far as I remember, I don't feel like we got this deep into our own character when we were doing Rod's route. Because with Rod's route, it's kind of like instantly, okay, now we're working in the palace. And, you know, I don't know, we're falling in love with Rod. I mean, that was kind of all the character development that we saw with us. So I feel like kind of getting to see a little bit more of our own thought processes and the like early on is going to be pretty interesting.
It is eerily quiet tonight. I stop when I hear faint sounds coming from outside. What is that?
I don't know. It sounded like fencing swords to me, honestly. Okay. Go outside or remain inside. I'm so very curious as to what is going on outside, but at the same time, because, like, here's my theory, right? Before, like, the first time we met Karma was when he saved us, and that was at night. But the thing is that at night, he was dressed, he was, you know, a guy, basically. But in the mornings, we've always seen him as a man. So I'm thinking that it's a thing where at night, he goes back to being a dude and, like, a knight or whatever. I don't know what he is. And then in the daytime, he has to cross-dress. So I feel like because he's kind of hesitant about telling us about his curse, I'm gonna just go off of an assumption here and say that it is him outside. Maybe we should just stay inside and let him tell us himself. Let it be a natural thing. So we're gonna remain inside.
On second thought, maybe it would be dangerous. I turned to see Delora looking at me with amusement flickering in her eyes. Did you come down to visit Mr. Broom or something? I didn't know you two had gotten so close. We haven't. It was a joke, Princess. You really don't have a sense of humor, do you? I think it is you who does not have the sense of humor. Snappy as a crocodile as always. So, what are you doing down here? Couldn't sleep? Me too. I heard some sounds. I just wanted to see where they were coming from. Sounds? Are you really spooked by some sound from the forest? Or are you just too curious for your own good? Curiosity killed the cat, you know. I do not ask for your opinion, witch. Well, the both of us could use some fresh air, don't you think?
Oh, I guess we made the right decision. I don't know how, but I guess I was right on that being Rumple out. Or no, not Rumple, but Karma outside.
I stare at her in surprise. Come on, I know a place we can go. Delora and I eventually find ourselves in the forest. Those sounds, it sounds like metal against metal. Well, I guess with you being partnered with Karma, you would find out eventually. Excuse me? I get the answer to my question when we walk through the trees and come into a clearing. I finally see where the sounds are coming from. Two men stand in the clearing, swords clashing. One of the men is Garland, who's poised with his sword. It takes me a moment to realize that the other is Karma, who isn't in a dress. So it was he who was with Wolf that night. Neither he nor Garland noticed us at first. Princess, you're staring. Of course I am. What is all of this? A practice session. Karma's a very talented swordsman, and he practices at night with either Jurian or Garland, depending on who's not on patrol. Karma can use his sword that well. The king told me once that only knights could have such skill. Just who is Karma? Oh, if it isn't the princess. His voice is nothing like the feminine voice I always hear from him. Karma actually sounds like a man. I notice him looking at me in between his strikes with a little smile. How does he remain so composed and steady with a distraction? Princess? Karma quickly finds an opening in Garland's hesitant stance, and then pins him to the ground with his sword, still smiling. To be distracted is to die, Garland. I know. The ability to see distractions and then put them in the back of your mind is one every knight should hone. You must know everything that is happening around you, but only deal with the pertinent things. Yes, sir. Karma straightens, sword in hand. Moments later, Garland stumbles to his feet and gives an obedient bow. Karma nods at him before sheathing his sword. A slow melancholy begins to creep into my heart. For some reason, seeing this sword practice makes me feel nostalgic, though I'm not sure why. What are you practicing for? To protect the princess. Knowing the sword is... it's not to protect the princess, it's... To protect the princess, knowing the sword is the same as knowing the shield. It's a means to protect. To protect? I think I remember having this kind of conversation with them before.
Flashback? Yes, flashback.
I can never figure out how to counter an opponent when they're mere inches from my face. My commander called that one the enemy's kiss, a standoff where your eyes lock onto your opponent because of the proximity. The best way to counter that is to feint the sword in the opposite direction. It throws your opponent off because they're not looking. Oh, that makes sense, but the enemy's kiss? What a name. It seems so dramatic for a sword move, doesn't it? Swordplay is a dramatic thing, isn't it?
Oh, swordplay is a dramatic thing though, isn't it?
Isn't the most effective swordplay not meant to be flashy? Princess, I didn't notice you were there. Good morning, Princess. Well, the most effective swordplay cannot be predicted. The commander says it needs to be robust. And quick. Sometimes swordplay can look a little like dancing though, which is why some people think that the professionals are flashy. That seems unnecessary. Everyone has their own methods, their own skills. All of us knights fight for different reasons as well. Is it to protect all of us in the palace? Well, yes, but we protect everyone in the castle for different reasons, Princess. The knights protect for different reasons. I turned to Karma. But Karma, you are not a knight.
No, I am most definitely not. But since Garland and Jorian begged me to teach them, I have somehow become their mentor.
There's no way Garland and Jorian would do that. After all, the both of them were the best knights in Anshiel before they were stripped of their titles. Karma actually speaks the truth. Jorian and I really did have to get down on our knees and beg for him to instruct us. What? Is Karma really so talented?
So you're finally impressed with me. What do you think, Princess? I'm the picture of elegance in this outfit, aren't I? You know, I don't know why you and Rubble fight so often. You really are very similar.
Don't compare me to that fool. He has no class.
Just because you come from different backgrounds doesn't mean he has less class.
So the reason you were so tired today is because you do these practices at night?
Oh, I suppose you've caught me red-handed.
Why does this have to be a secret? Does it have to do with Karma's curse? But he's not in his disguise now. We could have been working on breaking our curses today. But no, you decided that staying up late into the night and practicing was more important. That was probably why you were so grumpy this morning.
Well, our protection is vital, don't you think?
Garland, you were at the palace. How is it that Karma possesses more skill with the sword than you?
Princess!
Karma is special, Princess. He's more talented with the sword than a lot of other people.
And I do pride myself on being such a splendid instructor. But never fear, Princess. I will help you dispel your curse. After all, you did suggest that we were still partners.
Can he really help me with my curse? But how will he do that by just presenting opportunities?
We'll try again tomorrow, darling. But for now, Garland and I have some more work to do.
This time, Garland, do not lose focus.
Yes, sir.
The sound of swords carries throughout the night air, and for a long while, I stand with Delora watching the two men fight. Karma chides Garland often, telling him that his concentration is waning. Karma's a good swordsman, perhaps even better than the palace knights. His nimble swordplay repeats again and again in my head, even when I return to the tavern for the night.
Oh, flashback.
Yumeko, I've told you before that the knights are an unruly bunch.
But Mother, they're so fun to watch.
They're dangerous, Yumeko. Any person with a sword has the potential to use it on you.
But Father says that those knights are supposed to protect me.
That they are, as that is their order. But as people, they may not be so good, Yumeko.
Not so good?
The king has told you that the knights are meant to use sword to protect you, but you cannot trust them completely.
Even though Father said they would keep me safe.
Sometimes the people we trust are the most deceitful, and a man with a sword has weapons. Ugh. And a man with a sword has a weapon to use against you, no matter what he says. Be wary that he can turn on you. Haven't I told you before that you should not trust people?
But the knights are...
Even knights can be treacherous, Yumeko. Do not trust a man with a sword. He can be dangerous.
Yes, Mother, I understand.
Try to understand, my sweet. I only want you to be safe.
Yes, I understand.
Chapter 4. Girlfriends. Ooh la la. Alright, well, we're actually gonna stop it here. Oh, and all of a sudden he's dressed as a woman again. Okay, well, we will save the mystery of him being a quick dress champion for the next time. We're gonna go ahead and save our progress there. Alright. Well, so far, it's actually pretty interesting. Again, I do like how we're getting a little bit more insight into our own thought processes. Because again, I feel like with Rod, we never really had many opportunities to be like, oh, well, I think that, you know, for example, compliments, right? Like, oh, why would you compliment me in that way? It's blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Maybe we did go over that, but I just don't remember it. But I don't think we did. So it's definitely going to be interesting kind of having the setting be less so based in the palace and more so based in the tavern, where more than likely we're going to have a lot more interactions with all of the other characters, unlike with Rod's route. So that should be pretty interesting, and I do wonder if the whole plot to overthrow the king and witch in the palace, my bad, is going to play a role in this route as well, which I imagine it would. But yeah, I apologize if I was stumbling over my words a lot there. I don't know, my articulation today is not all that great. But yeah, that's gonna be for this time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video and tell me in the comment section below what game you would like to see me play next. If you enjoyed this video or any other videos or series on my channel, then I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified when a new one of those videos comes out. Anyways, that's it for me, and I'll see you in the next one.